That is a nice bottle. Welcome to the live, folks.
Brought to you by Stag.
Brought to you by Stag. Keith's last week winner. So, because this is the last one
of round one of our Sweet 16 Battle of 2023.
Can you see the Lost Monarch now?
Yeah, just barely. I'll move this over, though.
It's in there.
So we got the Lost Monarch from Redwood.
Yep.
Versus the Knob Tin Woodsman, which is a bottle you will never find because it's from a store that doesn't exist anymore.
Yep. But a great store pick knob. We have not had a bad Knob Creek single barrel or store pick yet.
And the cool part about that too with the knobs is you're going to spend $50, $60. I haven't seen one over $70. Really fantastic bottle there.
Then and you have a good age statement. I mean, they're going to be upwards.
How old is that?
The Tin Woodsman's one, back with that old label, which this is the nice throwback label. You won't find these labels anymore. Some people were saying some of those store picks back then were 13 years old or 14 years old.
Wow. So you
could get some really, really good old whiskey back then. It's probably more in the 11 range, I would guess.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff now is easily 9, 10, you know, across the board.
Sure.
K&M had one, not their store pick, but a nice single barrel.
Yep.
It's actually on the shelf over there. I have 2 of these knobs that I haven't opened yet. I have a
keyword
knob yet. They're going to get open. The problem is once you have a single barrel, and if you only have one,
you wish you had 2.
It's really hard to start drinking one down because you never will get another one.
No, and they're so good. And it's like I was watching a TikTok the other day about this guy. I don't remember what page it was. But he's basically like, bottles on under $100. It might have been one you sent me, but it was like, bottles on $100, you can't go wrong with a knob store pick. And I couldn't agree more. Of my short time of doing this, the knob store picks, I would buy one from any place without question.
Yeah, almost without even tasting them because they have almost a similar, familiar taste, but a different taste. If
they're unique. Sense. No, but you can tell it's a knob.
Yeah, you can tell it's a good knob, and you can get good single barrel offerings that they do release.
Yep.
In general, to sell to a group of a group of stores through a distributor. One that's not a store pick specifically.
Right.
But you can get some really good picks. I have an Idaho one down there.
Nice.
From when I went out to Idaho this
lucky
past year.
Guy.
Yep. So I have an Idaho State store pick.
Ooh.
Because it was picked by Idaho State because it's a state controlled.
Right.
Cool. So
good stuff.
Anyway, you guys don't want to hear us jab and talk. We got to get pouring.
We got to get moving.
So
for Ben this week, it's a Stag, which is 131 proof, which I nailed it from last week. Nailed it.
Right on the head.
And then versus the 12 year 1792, which is a great bottle for the money.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't even have to run away and hide for this one because this is the last of round one. Where'd you put the pourer, the fancy pourer? He hit it on us.
Sorry, getting messages in here.
Massages?
So we got I had my chiropractor appointment yesterday.
Oh, nice. So we got glass C and D for myself.
So, I think you just pour them straight up. I mean, there's no point.
What do you mean straight up? What does that mean? What do you mean by that? Just pour in the glass till it's full?
Full pours. That's a Stag, man.
Be sleeping on Ben's couch.
You gotta love it. I actually should have I had an opportunity to buy another one of this Stag before I had opened it.
Yep.
And I didn't.
Right.
Same place I got that one, they got another one of that same batch.
You got some blue shop towels over there, bud?
No. They're all gone.
Do we need to go to the truck and get blue shop towels?
They're all gone.
Oh, my God. What are we going to do with you?
I don't know, Keith.
I got a fresh roll right in the truck. Brandy new. Never leave home without a fresh batch of blue shop towels, guys. He's moving and grooving. Let's see what he comes up with. He's going upstairs. So when we pour these, to be fair, we do clean out the measuring cup here because I didn't do that 1 week with Ben, and I really think that it did screw things up. So to be fair, we do clean it out in between pours. These are white shop towels.
These are just white. Either they're Bounty or Sparkle or whatever the hell they are.
Sparkle and Bounty of Sparkle.
Whatever kind of. towels we're getting.
So the
from.
Tin Woodsman is gonna be my glass D. This is the one when I opened it, the wax went everywhere.
Because this bottle had been at least probably 4 or 5 years old at that point since its bottling. They don't make that label anymore. And again, I'll keep shouting them out. David Todd, thank you very much. That is an amazing bottle, sir. I can't believe you kept one. I can't believe you kept one, let alone gave me one as a thank you.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Super cool. And Dave has to get over here for a pour at the bar.
He does. He needs a pour of that.
Well, he's had one.
Oh,
that was the second one. He bought 2.
Oh, he bought 2. Gotcha.
At least.
Okay. Cool.
So David Todd, thank you very much, sir. Really appreciate it. And hopefully by the time this airs, you have knocked down a big old buck on your property. I would love that.
So this is going to be kind of interesting because this is the first one that we've done in round 1 where we knew what was getting poured and what glass it was going in, which is fine because I don't have any reservations for each one of these bottles. I like both bottles.
No, again, I'm going to give them both fair shakes. Whatever I'm feeling is what I'm feeling. It was the same way when we looked at the matchup 2 weeks ago. And we talk about it every single week with this. It's a this or that.
Yeah.
So depending on what we've had to eat that day, what we've been tracking on lately for, what we've been drinking.
But it's really too like, for me, it's like, what do I feel like that day? Do I want something with higher proof? Do I feel like something lower proof?
Mm-hmm.
Do I want something with a little bit more spice? So it's really like kind of day to day what I'm gonna enjoy at that time. So it's kind of subjective to a point, but really this is just really all in good, clean fun to see what's going to move on for 2023.
Yeah.
And then we'll start over for 2024, hopefully. Yeah. So we'll see where she goes.
Again, with this episode, this one is brought to you by Perez Wildlife Artistry, located in Lyons-ish Sodas, New York. Because as you can see over here, we've changed things up a little bit. We have a little turkey fan over here behind Keith. This is where my surplus wine and I guess the well whiskeys and all that were going to be stored. So the next episode you guys see, we will have the bourbon barrel there with my 2 whitetail mounts from this past season.
Last year's season.
Yeah.
Yep.
2022.
Nice.
2022 season, they will be right there. Boom, boom, next to the bar down here. The turkey fan will be moved. That's just because I don't want to lay it on the couch and have the dog eat it or something in the interim. So I got to find a new home for that. But the bourbon barrel will go there with the $2. Mike's got this whole nice kind of habitat scene or whatever you want to call it planned up for it.
Cool.
So I'm really looking forward to that. And the first episode of round 2, we will have the bourbon barrel.
Cool.
So, and again, apparently we have some random private flight to go pick a barrel.
I mean,
I've been to sign up for it.
We got to talk to K&M to see if we can actually do
because we need a store. We need a
store. I would like to do a store pick. It's like I think it would be the coolest thing. So I haven't been doing this long, but I love store picks. I just like the uniqueness.
Mm-hmm.
I like the
customization you can do to them. You can put custom labels.
I'm all about labels. I'm all about how cool does a bottle look, as well as the taste, because it's kind of like a package deal. I don't want to spend $100 on a bottle and it look freaking weird, right? So I think it'd be really cool to have the store logo, the 100 proof logo on it, and it would just be a really cool story, right? 10 years from now, I'd be like, hey.
That was the first store pick we did with the show in K&M or whatever. Yep, absolutely.
I think that'd be really cool. I personally would love to do it with K&M.
I think they're down for it. They've never done a store pick before.
Right.
We
have a good relationship with them.
We have a very good relationship with them. They're great folks. Barb and everybody over there.
They're awesome.
We love you folks. You hook us up with some of these bottles that you don't find.
For reasonable prices.
And if they take care, they take care of the people that come into the store. They'll talk to you. They'll ask you how how your wife's doing, how your kids are doing.
They're personable.
They're personable people.
Yeah.
They're great folks. Located in Newark, New York.
Right next to Wegmans.
Right next to Wegmans. So you
go get a sub and some bourbon.
Yeah, send the wife in for some grocery shopping and go talk to Barb and everybody in the store.
And
you
Nick.
might even
Nick's great.
Well, Nick might be moving.
Oh, Nick might be moving. Okay,
but
so
you might even catch
Barb.
one of us in there. I've made suggestions to folks in there. They're like, "Hey, I'm getting a present for my boyfriend or whatever, and I don't know what he likes to drink." And I'm like, "Oh, well, what does he drink? He drinks this." So we'll go over to the case or we'll go over to the wall. Sometimes it's not even something out of the case we pick. Sometimes it's off the wall. They have 100 different whiskey and bourbons.
Yeah, a lot.
Between the case and the wall, easily 100 different varietals to choose from, and getting more in every day. They will be bringing in the Redwood Empire stuff.
That's awesome. Good to hear. Because I love that stuff.
Gotta love the Lost.
So, like right now, we're thinking either a Knob store pick because we love the Knob store picks, or a Russell's. I personally, Ben has gotten me obsessed with Russell's. I love Russell's dessert.
I would love to go pick with either. I don't think Jimmy does the store picks anymore, but
Eddie.
Yeah, I would love to pick with Eddie or one of the other guys.
Yeah, I mean, either way, it'd be cool.
Yeah.
It'd be fun. I haven't had
that would
Russell's.
be awesome, and hopefully, they're supposed to be done this spring with the renovations to the distillery because they're kind of in a temporary gift shop when I was down there last time. So yeah.
So anyways,
either one, knob or turkey.
So long story short is I do have a hookup, bougie, to do a private jet to Kentucky to do tastings.
Bougie.
So,
well, we're 11 minutes in, sir, and we haven't had a single sniff.
This is not my fault.
So, I'm going outside in again.
I don't
even though I know what they are.
I don't remember which one I poured in which.
Keith, it's left and right, buddy.
Oh, so it follows the bottles. We make this easy, so
again, dude. And I will say this 12 year when we had it that
the afternoon,
that July or August or whatever it was warm, but coming off of a hotter stretch.
Yeah, it was.
And we poured that up. Solid pour. I wish Ryan's had more of these. This was a Ryan's pickup.
Yep.
Little gem because we were not fans of the 1792 small batch.
It was okay.
It was okay.
Wasn't great.
The 12 year, we loved it. It was a very, very good bottle.
Very good.
The full proof was good, just not quite good enough to get it into our Sweet 16 matchup. Plus, we already had the 12, and I think this 12 was a much more findable offering for that.
Yep.
Good flavor profile. I remember a lot of oak with this one. So
I remember the smokiness, which I didn't get when you poured that for me. I remember the smokiness, the woodiness. Yeah, it's almost gone. There's a third of it left.
It's halfway down the bottle, buddy.
The smell on this Redwood is good. I get a lot of sweetness from this one. Not anything wild, not like an ethanol punch, but it just smells really good. I'm going in.
Going in. Cheers.
Cheers. And again, this Lost Monarch is just solid. That's a solid bottle.
That's an everyday pour.
That is an everyday pour. I
think that's my second or third bottle.
What I don't like about the Lost Monarch is it doesn't have the depth. It has really good flavor, but it doesn't have the complexity from that initial sip as you just sit there and kind of enjoy the flavor.
I think it's either a 90 or a 100 proofer. It's not it's not a high proof one.
No. So what I would say about this would
90.
that would be perfect for somebody starting out.
Yeah.
New to bourbon, doesn't want something high proof. What's really cool is, what is that, $36 a bottle?
Yeah.
The flavor profile in that for $36 is incredible.
Yeah, the price per dollar
is
incredible.
I would pay that $50 for that bottle.
That's a great gift whiskey. That's one that you bring when you have a lot of folks that might have different palates.
Mm-hmm.
I know now that is my third bottle. I finished one by myself, and we also finished one on my wife's college friends. We had a camping trip over at Sagandaga Lake,
Yep.
and we killed a full bottle of that between about 4 of us.
It does have a little hint of sweetness, but also a little hint of spiciness.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, it's a really well-rounded
Very
flavor.
good whiskey.
I don't know how old this
Or
is.
blended bourbon,
so
sorry.
It's aged at least 3 years. To me, that doesn't really drink like a young bourbon.
That's just the youngest. They have to state the age because it's the youngest distillate in the
That's
product.
mixed in.
Yeah. So I know that Redwood sources all of their stuff. MGP, out of Indiana is one of them. Also, Redwood. Where is the distilled at on this? I can't remember.
I don't remember either.
It's a blend of straight whiskeys. I can't remember. But I also love the tip of the hat to John Muir.
Yep.
For the conservation side of it, everything like that.
If you haven't heard of the Redwood, look it up. They have a few different bottles. We've had most of them. We haven't had any of the hard to find cast strengths or anything like that. But
you
can't go wrong.
Supposedly K&M might get a few because they're a new store.
So
you might see a few on this episode.
If you can get a Redwood, you can't go wrong. For the money.
That one is good. I'm not a fan of Rise, but the Emerald Giant is one that a lot of folks rave about.
The Pipe Dream.
The Pipe Dream is another one that is very good.
So
I just tracked toward that Lost Monarch over the Pipe Dream.
What I like about the Lost Monarch is the sweetness.
Yeah.
That sweetness I really like. It drinks light. It's not like if you have somebody that doesn't like that proof bite, that's your bottle, because it doesn't have that proof bite to me. But it does have good flavor. So smelling this Tin Woodsman's Knob, that has got to be the nicest smelling bourbon I think.
Traditional bourbon smell. It's
incredible.
If you want to talk like traditional bourbon smells, like if you want to pick up a glass and just smell a good bourbon,
That's
traditional bourbon, caramel, little hint of oak.
Yeah, it's got a little woodiness.
That nice just blend of all that stuff you want to see out of a good whiskey.
That's right there.
It's right there.
It's got good color, good dark amber color.
120 proof. Great proof. And this is where I might be torn, and you might be surprised at this. The Stag is almost just a touch too hot for what I want.
I get that. So what's cool with this knob is that doesn't drink like 120 proof to me.
No, and we've said that since we tried it to begin with.
So that right now, like Rare Breed's like 116. That drinks lighter than a Rare Breed to me.
It drinks in that Rare Breed channel.
So that's like this one, the Tin Woodman is
the
like
Tin Woodsman.
Tin Woodsman's. Say that 10 times fast.
Tin Woodsman, Tin Woodsman, Tin Woodsman, Tin Woodsman. Yep, nope. Ain't gonna happen, buddy.
Ain't gonna happen. So this drinks more similar to like a Russell Single Barrel, like 110 and under. It's got a ton of complexity. It has really good sweetness. I get
balance. That's the thing about the knobs.
It is
there's
balance.
Always balance with a knob store.
It's got the little bit of the tongue tingle that I like. The complexity's there. It changes from your first sip as it kind of goes through your mouth, through your palate. If I could find another one that compares to that, I'd buy as many as I could afford, because
I think those knob singles and store picks are, you can't go wrong with them. You can't miss on them, and they're under $70.
Mm-hmm. Always.
I've never seen one over 70.
And I watched
I think 64, 65 might be the top, highest.
Yeah, and I've even watched like other podcasts, other like bourbon TikToks and crap. And they talk about the single barrel or store pick knobs, and they're all saying like one of the best bottles under $100. And I'm very new to this, but I can't agree more.
And again, not highly allocated.
Right.
You can find them.
Yeah.
Even if it's not a store pick, you can find single barrels.
Last time I was at Ryan's, they had cases of it for $60.
Of their store pick.
Right.
Which
was good. Not great,
I
but
have
good.
A bit of an investment at the moment, so I've been toning it down.
So this knob, to me, is a clear winner. It's more up my alley of the complexity.
Mm-hmm.
It's more up the alley of the the experience from that first sip and then enjoying it after that first sip, this would probably be something I'm going to drink on the weekends.
Yeah, it's not an everyday. A single barrel pour is not your
Yeah.
everyday pour.
Mhm.
I don't make enough money to have my single barrel be my everyday pour. Even though I have a very nice whiskey collection.
Yeah.
But it's a drinking collection. Like I tell folks every time they come down here,
Yeah.
you want to drink Old Rip?
Have a sip.
There's Old Rip. We'll pour you one.
Yeah.
You want to drink a Weller and try it? We'll pour you a Weller.
Or Russell's 13.
Or Russell's 13. There's some left up in there. I have a spare now. Different batch, but I have
Lucky
a spare.
guy.
I love that bottle. I'm trying to baby that. I will say this caveat, the only one that is off limits is my rare breed up there at the 112.8 proof that's signed by Jimmy Russell himself.
That's really cool.
That
is really cool.
Back when me and my wife were still dating.
Yeah.
We were down at Wild Turkey. She was working in Kentucky at the time. And the lady comes over, is clearing out we had a sandwich or something like that. Wasn't even going to really buy anything from the gift shop. Just kind of sitting there having a sandwich or whatever. With the old gift shop, which they're all redoing all that now. The lady comes over, she's clearing our table. She's like, "How is everything? Good, da da da." And she's like, "Oh, by the way, that's Jimmy Russell over there." And I go, I go like,
what?
The guy that's making all this delicious stuff we had on our tour today?
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "Yeah, him and his wife stopped over after church." And I'm just like, I gotta have one of them. And they're
I've
like,
never heard this story.
We custom print rare breed labels. So right here, and I only bought one. I should have bought a case. If I had bought a case, they'd all be gone except for this one. So this is a Wild Turkey rare breed signed by Jimmy Russell, slightly smudged. And it says private stock of Old Tin Cup 2016.
That's cool, man.
So this is one that I hope I never finish. Got it about halfway down the bottle. I'm surprised in all the drunk nights when I was a lot younger that we didn't kill this.
I'm surprised too.
This gets busted out special occasions, specifically when I got married, when buddies kill a very nice deer, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have a little pour out of that, 1/2 ounce, 3/4 ounce pour.
Yeah.
Have a nice sipper, because that bottle is amazing. And that's straight out of the Wild Turkey gift shop. And rare breed, I'll tell you right now, it could still be a killer in either one of our brackets and still take it.
No, yeah, for sure.
It was the comment.
I think rare breed will win. That's my assumption.
Rare breed is one of the best values in whiskey for $50 all day long. You can't kill it.
You can find
you can't kill it. It was the comment on my TikTok bracket.
Oh, really?
Ended up sweeping through and took my best one on my TikTok bracket. So will history repeat itself? 2023, we'll tell.
So for me, the knob is a winner for me for sure. That's probably my favorite knob that we've had so far. That to me,
again, I wanted to put the knob picks against each other.
It would be tough.
Which
so
it could end up hitting.
It still could. So I think this knob is better than the Ryan's knob.
Okay.
I think there's more depth of flavor in this one.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a little bit more complexity in the Tin Woodsman's, but man,
so it's a shame
you can't go wrong.
And I actually put the Lost Monarch beating the knob in my bracket.
Yeah.
But Keese, the knob Tin Woodsman is going to move on.
Yeah.
The Stag's going to move on for both of us. No knock on the 12. It's a solid 7.5 pour. It's a very good pour for $50 for a 12-year age statement. It's a very good pour.
And it's not crazy money for a 12-year bourbon.
No, it's not. It's a very good pour. If you find one of these, I know a lot of folks that like the full proofs.
Yep.
This one,
which we've had, right?
This one will join the Ryan's store pick, full proof.
I don't know where it is.
It was up here.
It's somewhere.
It's somewhere.
There's a 17. Oh, that's a small batch.
There's a small batch down there somewhere. It's in here. Maybe it's no. I put all the single barrels and the store picks over on that shelf.
Oh, okay.
So it's over there. I've been reorganizing and categorizing.
I walked down here. I didn't even know where I was.
The complexity and the depth of the Stag just outshined the 7092 12-year today. Sorry.
It happens.
The proof, when you start to get into this, the proof will overshine some of these bottles. But again, the price per dollar, whereas you see some people charging $200
or
for
more.
these Stag Juniors. For Stag Juniors, $200. Again, getting it MSRP, I think it's a great buy.
Yep.
And if I love the 23A, I would have bought another one the other day.
Right.
That's a good rhyme.
Yep.
But I didn't, and I left it for the next guy because the 23A just wasn't my flavor. If it was a batch 18 where they dropped the junior and just had the Stag, I would have bought it all day long.
Right.
That was the first thing I asked them. What batch is it? They're like, oh, let me check. They're kind of like, what do you mean? I'm just like, I don't need it. If it's not one that I'm really tracking with,
sure.
The next guy that's never had a Stag or a Stag Junior, whatever way you want to call it, if they get their chance to get their hands on a first one, you know how like happy they would be?
Oh yeah, they'll be
like,
really excited.
I've been tracking one of these for a couple of years, man, and I got one.
No, that's cool.
Hint. I also walked out with the Russell's 13 that day instead.
He did. So we got to back up.
we got to back up a little bit, give it full perspective.
That'd be a 2024 bracket.
Yeah, 2024 bracket.
If you and Joe don't drink at all.
Oh no, Joe's not. Yeah. I love you, Joe. There's other stuff.
So anyways, for me, the knob is moving on. For Ben, the Stag's moving on.
Yep.
So round 1 is officially done.
So for Keith's bracket, we'll do one quick synopsis, end it out. This was a little bit longer, guys, so we appreciate you hanging with us.
Yeah,
but we wanted to give it the true homage to the private jet. The end of round 1, going into round 2. So Keith's matchup for round 2 will be Rare Breed versus Tin Woodsman.
Yeah.
In the first matchup. Second matchup will be Coopers versus John J.
That's
Single
going
Barrel.
to be a tough one.
That one will be a tough one. And then the Stag versus the Knob of Ryan's.
Not easy either.
That will be a very good matchup as well. And then the Rochester Whiskey Enthusiast pick versus Southern Star. I see a little bit of a trend that single barrels are
barrels are moving on.
Barrels are tracking. So if you guys watching at home see that, we're telling you these single barrels and these store
they're
picks,
the way to go.
These folks that are picking these barrels, if you find a store or a group of people that are picking barrels and you really align with those tastes,
that flavor,
you can't kill it. And he hasn't been up to Baytown yet.
I have not, and I want to go just to get another Russell single barrel.
So when me and my wife were up there the other day, quick little caveat.
I wish I would have answered my phone.
When me and my wife were up the other day, and I asked him, I was like, Keith, do you need anything? And he's just...
I was in the tree stand, by the way.
You were in the tree stand. I was at a family party in Webster, right down the road. I was like, well, I don't really need the last store pick. It was good.
Good?
I really enjoyed it.
It's great.
Okay, you think it's great. I think it's very good. It's up here.
Yeah,
I've been enjoying it. It's down below the shoulder. I've been enjoying it.
It's a very good
below the shoulder on my bar. I've been enjoying it. So I texted Keith. I was like, I'm at Baytown. Let me know if you need anything. Nothing. So we're walking around, and I looking around at the shelf, and I go, oh, they have only 2 of these Kelly bottles left. So I had to buy a Kelly bottle to get my second of the Rochester whiskey pick way back when. Didn't know what it was. Hadn't even heard of the distillery. We only had 2 bottles of it left. And
where is it?
That thing tastes like... actually, I took it to a party, so it's over there in my bag still.
Oh, okay.
That thing tastes like s'mores.
S'mores. You put a lot of emphasis on the
s'mores. It's delicious. It is an absolute dessert bombshell of chocolate, marshmallow.
I'm in.
Charred marshmallow. It's delicious.
All right.
So, I bought another Kelly backup because I only had 2 bottles left. I left 1 bottle.
All right, so let's get this straight.
Yeah.
If you go to Baytown, get another private barrel Russell's.
That one.
Yes, please.
Okay, buddy.
I was in the tree stand.
We'll take a trip.
I didn't know he called me.
It'll get rainy. We'll take a trip.
All right. So for round 2 for Ben, We got the Rare Breed Turkey versus the Lost Monarch. That's going to be a tough one for you.
Because those are both, I could buy those any day of the week.
Because Ben loves Rare Breed and
Yep.
the Redwood.
It's tracking. It's tracking to what I like.
Exactly. So next up, we got the Coopers versus John Jay. That's a both. We got those the same for both brackets. Those are going to be killers right there. And then moving on to Stag versus the Knob, Ryan's pick. And then for the last one, we got the Four Roses versus the Southern Star.
Which we differ on because you went with the Rochester whiskey pick.
Yeah, and
I went with Jake's Four Roses.
Right.
The spoiler.
But the thing is, though, is I feel terrible about this. I didn't clean the glasses out on that. I wish I could redo that bracket because I didn't clean the pour out for the Rochester whiskey and the Four Roses. I wish I would have.
Okay. It'll be fine.
I was so surprised when you didn't put that Russell's through.
We tried it after the fact, and I still got some of that weird apple.
No, that was a Russell's 10. That was a Russell's 10, not the Rochester whiskey.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, anyways, it is what it is. This is real time. This is uncut. This is what you get. The Rochester whiskey enthusiast Russells did not move on for Ben.
Nope.
My prediction, Rare Breed the whole way.
Rare Breed the whole way.
Yep.
Look at this. Convenient.
What do you got there?
Yeah, we're 30 minutes.
What is that?
This is the... So I can...
Rochester Whiskey Enthusiast.
So this was another Rochester whiskey pick. This is the Kelly. There's one left. At the time of recording, there's one left.
It's a world-class spirit.
You need to have a taste of that. So.
From Chattanooga. So, what the hell does that mean?
Chattanooga.
Did you know this was from 1866?
It's established in 1866.
Oh, okay. I figured, man, that'd be pretty old. So this is 115.4 proof, bottled in 421 or 20. I can't read that. What the hell does that say? 24? 23? I can't see what that says.
21. I think it's 21.
Okay, 21.
So anyway, read the stats. 421.22. Cask. So this is out of barrel 406. Proof is 115.4, and this is a double oaked single barrel select.
Double oaked.
Yep. And this bottle, dude, came in at under $60 for a double oaked statement out of Tennessee, which I'm not a Tennessee fan for whiskey as a whole, but this thing is s'mores in a glass.
All right, I need some buffalo water first.
That's okay. You got your buffalo water. I got you a nice clean glass.
Gotta cleanse the palate here.
All right, I don't need to.
This is the s'mores one you're talking about?
This is s'mores, buddy. You guys are getting a bonus. So this one, this was, if we had to have 17.
That was it?
This was 17.
I didn't even know about this.
This is amazing. Keith's never had this.
No, I never had it. Here we go.
This might be Keith's
Jesus
wild
Christ,
card.
did you pour me a wine glass?
Ounce and a half. Sorry. I love this bottle.
It even tastes like a s'more. It literally tastes like s'mores.
I told you. You mean it smells like s'mores?
Yeah, well, yeah.
I thought you tasted it already.
Holy crap.
It's got graham cracker, dude. It's got burnt marshmallow. So we will leave you with that one, folks.
Wow.
Yeah. You want to talk about like the ultimate dessert or campfire whiskey?
Woo.
J.W. Kelly.
That's incredible.
That one, that double oaked that they have, and I love the Woodford double oaked. That was one that I gave to you.
Yeah, that was good.
Very good.
Very oaky.
I love these double oaked. You get a lot of that depth of a campfire. What if it's s'mores or if it's burnt wood?
So you know what I think about this?
It's delicious, dude.
Why did we not bring this to Finanza?
Oh, we had the Ruddles. The Ruddles was a good one.
Yeah, but this is amazing.
This was a double cask. Again, I brought the double cask stuff to the campfire, Finanza, all that stuff. But the Kelly, dude, I have a spare of this.
You do.
I do. I told you when I was up there. You're like, "What'd you get?" I was like,
You never told me.
a spare of the Kelly." I told you I got a spare of the Kelly.
Oh, that's good. I like that a
It's
lot.
amazing.
That's a good bottle. So for next week,
Next week,
round 2.
round 2 kicks off.
Round
We
2,
will
we're ready.
have Hornet and St. Patrick.
St. Patrick.
We will give you the story on both of those bucks.
We won't. You will.
I will.
I don't know the story.
It's fine. We'll give you the story for those bucks in our round 2 kickoff. They'll be down here at the bar,
Nice.
and we'll be kicking off round 2 to figure out who's starting to move on to round 3. And thank you, everyone at home, for tuning in.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
We'll catch you all next time down here at the bar with
Next
100 Proof Whitetails. Take care.
Sounds good.
Simple enough.